Hey there, everyone. This is 10, or you might know me from the Nexus as the OG Tennessee. You might also know me from Strange's channel, streaming on there, in which case you'll just know me as 10. So this is my part 2 of my little explanation on my mod TN's Class M and Starborn Guardian shipbuilding. Today I'm going to be explaining how to do the Starborn Guardian shipbuilding, of which not quite nearly as hard as editing your M-class ships, but this is one of those things where it's good to be able to get a little guide on how to do it. This right here is an example. This is my personal Starborn Guardian ship, of which I've already kind of modded it out. It's got my mining lasers on the bottom. It's got some particle cannons, and it still has the original gravity torpedoes, except I have more of them. So I'm going to go through and show you exactly how to build one of these. I'm going to build one from scratch rather than showing you one that I've already built. So we're going to be using this UC prison shuttle that I got from a mission a little while ago. And we're just going to essentially gut it and then replace it with a Guardian ship. All right. Gutting, pretty easy. Double click, select all, delete. We don't need anything from the original ship. Now, the category that you want to worry about is Starborn here. This is renamed from the original, which is non-modular ships. I mean, honestly, there's only one type of non-modular ships. That's Starborn ships. So we're going to go ahead and use this. So you can use modded ones, which I have the Starborn Ghost here. And this is another mod that created their own version of the Starborn Guardian ships, and it has its own stats and everything. But the great thing is that this will work for any of them. It creates new snap points on the snap template. So anything that uses that snap template, like the Ghost here, is going to use it as well. But we're going to start with one of the Starborn Guardian ships. I have gotten myself up to, I believe, New Game Plus 3, which gives me access to the Guardian 2. As you go up in your New Game Pluses, it will unlock more of them, just like normal. In fact, you can take one of your Starborn Guardian ships that you get from the New Game Plus, Unity, and you can take that and actually edit it in here. But we're going to just plop that one down. And then you'll see there are a number of different attachment points to work with. We're going to start with the ones that are most necessary. These right here. These 4 on top, and then these 4 on bottom. And these are places to put your necessary modules. You can't actually install anything else to them. So you can actually just hover over them and then hit edit, and it will actually bring up just the ones that can attach to it. So in this case, because the editor thinks that it needs all these extra things, and a Starborn Guardian ship doesn't actually need its own bay. It has an attached bay back here. It doesn't need its own landing gear. It has this little foot right here, which is essentially its lander. It doesn't need its own cockpit. It's literally a cockpit. You don't need all those things, but the shipbuilder thinks that you do. So we're going to satisfy those needs by going in and saying, hey, this is a bay, renamed as Starborn Atmospheric Entry Computer. It satisfies the condition and causes one of the errors to go away. There we go. We'll come back to the cargo in a little bit. Starborn Targeting Computer. Boom. The Starborn Docking Computer. Boom. Starborn Maneuvering Computer. Again, this thing has its own engines, but for whatever reason, it thinks that it needs them here. So, satisfy that need. by tossing it on. Next, a fuel tank. This one actually does come with a little bit of extra grav jump fuel, but it is mostly there to satisfy the condition that you need to have one. Even though you have some, oh, a little hard to. There we go. All right, grav drive, grav jump computer, because again, it thinks that it needs it, doesn't really. And then lastly, a reactor, which does have to have minimal stats in order to satisfy the condition of being a reactor. Now, lastly, you can come through and you can select this Starborn Hammer Space Module, which is really just a cargo module. Because you only have one slot available, you can only choose one of these. But I do intend to create additional ones in the future so you can add more of them. So you can upgrade this one, and that way you will have additional cargo up and above what in your Starborn Guardian ship, which you can see. I don't think you can. No, you can't actually see all of the stats on here. It just kind of like maxes out with this stat label whatever thing. So it's overflowing, and it's not going to tell you all of them, but there are a lot more stats on here than it currently shows. So now that you have all this, you don't have any more errors. There are some warnings. This has a missing shield, but again, you already have shields, so you don't actually have a missing shield. Missing weapon assignment, missing weapon assignment, missing weapon assignment. We'll take care of those in a second here. First of all, though, if you really did want to add a shield, you can come through here, because these are actually places where you can attach things to. Say, we'll go and we'll get a shield. You can put any of them on here like normal. We'll go with, I really like how the Marduk looks, but we have a bunch of little mini Mardukes in order to make the visual for those modules. Go ahead and we'll have a tower here. So we now have an extra shield. And if you have certain mods, you can get above 12 max, but you'd want to make sure that you don't want to go over that. Unless you do have. Next, let's do one thing, which is we're gonna need to go back to the Starborn, and there are a few things in here that we're gonna want. So you can still add on the original weapons if you want to. There's nothing stopping you, but I know that the solar flare beam and the supernova don't stack well. There's a few minor issues with them, but the gravity torpedoes are actually really good to add in. Here's the only problem with this. They can be very invisible. But if you're skilled with it and you know exactly what you're doing, you can attach these. And the greatest part about this is, see here, there. You slide it around until it snaps and you hear that sound, and then you release. And then that one is now attached there. And so we can actually do this for all of them. Need to line it up right. There we go. Got another one. Gotta find the sweet spot. There we go. And then last one. There we go. Okay, so they all snapped in, but they're very difficult to see, so be careful with that step. You're done. You come through here and you assign them like normal. So that's the gravity torpedo, and you can have, I believe, up to 4 of them, unless you have some sort of mod or something. But you didn't come here to make just a powerful Guardian ship. There are mods for that. You came here to make more interesting Guardian ship. That's what we're going to do here. Let's start by attaching some structure pieces. Let's see. Equipment plate can be placed up top. It looks only slightly funky because it kind of falls off the edge there. We'll take that. And if you have certain mods, you can actually flip this upside down. Or if you want to skip this and you have my other mod, TN's all-in-one, you can totally just skip this and go straight to attaching weapons straight to it. And let's have turret on here. We're gonna have a laser turret. Laser turrets are nice. Now we have up to C class on here, but let's not go too crazy with it. All right, one there, and then drop that off so it doesn't disappear on me. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so one on top, one on bottom. And these two turrets should fire on their own. Go ahead and assign them. I always assign my turrets to W1. I don't really use that button much. And then, let's see here. We want to get another structural piece. This time we want something to attach to the sides. There we go. You can attach these to the sides pretty easily. I have a mod that gives me more options. Okay. Alright. And then once you have those in place, let's go for some ballistic weapons. And let's go for the best ballistic weapons, the Vanguard Hellfire Cannons. Boom. Boom. I wanted. Boom. Okay. Okay. And then, because the Hellfire Cannons it says I have something unattached. Oh, I bet you one of those Hellfire Cannons got loose on me. Okay. Because the Hellfire Cannons don't take up that many, I believe it's 2 per each. You can actually go ahead. Whoa. See how that does that? Let's this one. Okay. Let's take this one. I'm going to put it under there. One. Put it right there. So now that maxes out the 12. And we have lots and lots of duck. So, at this point, you can decide what else you want to put on here. There's different slots for different things. I have... Let's see, in the equipment section, we probably want... and jammer frequency. We can put that pretty much anywhere. I'm gonna put mine down below because it kind of disappears a little bit. There we go. But you can also put these on the sides. And so one of the other great things you can do, if you have one of my other mods, a all-in-one comes with supplemental reactors that you can use on here. Aside from using some of these, what I want to use, I could use another one of these and just toss it back here. Boom. I get a little bit of extra reactor power. I could also, if I wanted to, I mean, I could attach an actual reactor, like, there's nothing stopping me from just snapping that on underneath. But I don't like the way that looks, so that's what's stopping Instead, I'm going to grab some of these. Because these actually look better in my opinion. They don't look too bad in different parts of your ship. And toss these into these places, and then there's a bunch of these little attachment points in the back here. You can actually push things to the sides here and keep them out of the way. You could put weapons here, but they're kind of blocked, so I wouldn't usually do that. I usually reserve that for these guys here. Simply because taking them off is a little difficult because the game doesn't want you to click there, and if you're clicking here, it moves the whole thing. So you can't do that either. But there are ways to remove it if you really want to. So now then, we want some, I don't know, structural pieces maybe. Let's have something something decorative. I really like these pieces. Here. And then do something like that. That just gives a little belly to it. Actually, no. Better idea. Better idea. Let's get rid of that. Because these things have such low cargo capacity, let's go over to the cargo. Here. Let's find something that I can put under here for a decent amount. Yeah, here we go. One of these. That will get me a lot. There we go. That looks halfway decent. And that will handle a lot more cargo. That will get me a lot further. So now I've pimped this thing out for combat. There is one other thing that I want to do. And that's you got to come back here to the Starborn ships. And down here at the bottom are internal halves. And you'll see this little spot at the back here where they attach. You can currently select between two of them. I have two that I've created, but we will go ahead and add the workshop because I want to be able to do crafting on my ship. So this, you'll see this is just got like this little module piece that you can select it. And it won't disappear like some of the other things, but you just grab it and you'll see that it has a little piece that it attaches to, and it attaches to the same spot on the back there. Just gonna take that, line it up, and oh, I'm way too high actually. Optical illusion. There we go. It snaps in there. Now you can sort of barely see it there. You can't select it because of the hitbox of this thing, but if you move this and then you grab it, you can switch it out for another one. Put this back. That's how I do it. A little bit more finicky, but it works out. So now we have a Starborn Guardian ship with the extra little attachments here. I have 49 on my reactor, 46 equipped power. It's pretty fast. I got an extra shield. I'd say this is probably going to do me. So go ahead, confirm, exit. And then we are going to take a look inside this thing. All right, on the inside, you may see a little bit of bleed through from some of your modules. I believe this is from the cargo. You'll see like the very top of it kind of bleeding through. Usually not a big deal. You will also see some of the attachments on the inside because this is all glass on the inside. So you're going to see this attached right here. If it bothers you, don't attach to that spot. You can see this one here. You don't see one there because I didn't attach one there. You can see one there, you can see one there. And these are just because they are attached to the outside, and there's a lot of glass here. But This is now a working Starborn Guardian ship that you can fly and you've customized. And in fact, because we chose to give it internal pieces, you can see that there's actually some workbenches in here that you can use. Yeah. Now you don't have to sacrifice quite so much in order to use a Starborn Guardian ship. Actually, keep it kind of updated, keep it using some of the better weapons that you have available to you. You can actually make it very competitive and nice to tool around in too, considering. But let's go ahead and take it out to space. All right. And so you can see here, it takes off exactly the same way. It does not mind that it has the extra modules on it. And once you are out in space, you've got everything that you normally do. So, it works like normal. You can kind of tool around in it. It's a lot of fun. It's just as fast as it normally is. In this case, you've got the Vanguard. You got the Vanguard cannons. You still have the Guardian torpedoes. Although I'm not locked on to anything. You can see I have 4 of them this time, which is nice. And then I will have the turrets when I get into actual combat. Which, let me go see if we can find some combat to test out. Alright, what do we got in here? We got a marker.
Bring all weapons online.
Hey there, buddy. You can see the turrets are already going on their own. They work like normal, even though you're in a Starborn Guardian ship. It doesn't seem to care. That's one. That stuns him. That finishes him off. So yeah, the Guardian ships are a lot of fun when you get them really kitted out. But now that we've had a little bit of fun, let's get back to the surface. Alright, and so there we go. There is our finished Starborn Guardian ship, my second one in my fleet. And a lot of fun to pilot. So, if you want to get a hold of this, just go ahead and get my mod, which I will put in the description. If you want to see more of me playing around on Starfield, or if you want to see more of Strange and me doing all sorts of games, co-op and otherwise, we solo certain games and we play together when we can. We do streaming on Twitch, which I will also include in the description. And if you want to support us in any way, there is donations on the mod, and then you can just come check us out, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel for any of the archived releases of our streams, or just check us out live on the streams. We usually try to do streaming Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, though that may change in the future. Anyway, for now, you had fun, hope you learned a few things, and I will see you later.